Blog Talk Radio.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Financing Your Business Today. I'm Tim J.K., your host. Our special topic today is SEO and social media trends. If you have any questions, I invite you to call in at 347-324-3460, 347-324-3460. When you call, we ask you to turn down your radio to prevent feedback. When you call in, just dial 1 to indicate you have a question. And we will just immediately put you into to post your question on the air. Also, if you want to pose your question in the chat room, feel free to log into the chat room and I can answer it as well. This is another production of Apple Capital Group Financing Your Business. On social media, what is social media and why it is important to have a social media campaign? According to Wikipedia, social media include web-based and mobile technology. Again, mobile technology used to turn communication into interactive dialogue. Social media for social interaction as a subset of social communication. It's all in a nutshell. Social media is really free. It really doesn't cost you anything. So kind of keep that in mind. It is a free medium. You just have to engage and communicate. Every company should have a person to just handle the social media campaign on its own. And if you do it properly, you really don't need to pay for a pay-per-click. You really don't need it. So if you're engaged, if you have someone dedicated to do it, if you can't do it, have someone to do it for you. A friend or someone in your household, that's all they have to do. Kind of a background, people are social by nature. We all know that. We are social animals. We love to interact with people. We love to interact with things. We interact in life. We love to engage. We love to be heard. We have our passions of work, sports, entertainment, etc. We love to engage. And that's why social media has been propelled to the forefront of marketing today, because it is who we are. If we go back 20 years ago when America Online came out, what made America Online so popular because we like the engagement. I mean, you can connect to anywhere, any person, any business, anything in the world. But we like that engagement. Some people were online for the very first time for hours, and before you knew it, you were up all night. I remember signing on to AOL. And I was just chatting with people in the chat room and trading things and giving my opinions for this and that. And before I knew it, the sun was coming up. I got on at 11 o'clock at night. And before I knew it, in the morning, I'm engaging people all over the world, which was unique. And that made America Online so popular because we can engage and interact. So it allowed us to connect, it allowed us to share, it allowed us to engage. Social media is engagement. These sitcoms are not important anymore because it's not real life. It takes you on the fantasy world. But social engagement will. We have plenty of programs on ABC, CBS, other networks. They want reality media. They want to see things for real because it's unpredictable. You can't predict how people are, how they engage with people, how they do things. You can't anticipate how this is going to go. It's like a sports game. You can't tell what's going to happen at the end. You don't know what happens at the end. In a sitcom, you can engage what happens at the end. So if we look at this pipeline of social media, we have social media at the top of that funnel. Then come down to link building. Then come down to your keywords. And finally, the content and quality and your reliability. It's your reputation that comes down at the end. So at the very top of that funnel, the big portion of it is the social media. your social interaction. The next one for your website would be links. The next one would be keywords, and the last one would be content. And the small portion is really important, which is content. Interactions today in social media, we know that we don't know how cable systems are going to be in the future. Things becoming wireless, TV ratings are down, but however, online ratings are up. People can watch their show anytime they want to watch their show. They don't have to watch it on a TV set this time that's been scheduled. We can watch it anytime on our iPad or on our computer. The TV online is becoming important. Facebook is becoming important. They acknowledge, we know it's an animal to itself, but they're getting ready to go public, and they have 850 users, which is wonderful. 850 users, 850 million users. Nobody has that but Facebook. Madison Avenue is taking note of this because we're spending billions of dollars on advertising, and this is not costing us anything at all. It's costing us our time and our engagement. And the return of investment, ROI, is just endless. If we look at the social media too, the first thing you really need to have is a website, a blog, and a phone. Website, blog, and a phone. You get your website from GoDaddy or Bluehost, whatever. But make sure when you do get your website that it has a feature that can publish for a mobile website and a feature for blog. That's really important to your website. So if you have your website, make sure that template or whatever you use automatically integrates to a blog, automatically will convert to a mobile website. And you have to have a phone number. And I will say make sure you have control of this telephone number, because don't assign it to anyone else. I would say make sure you get that number. It's gold, because that's going to brand you all over the internet along with your domain. Some of the top sites to accounts that you need a Facebook account. You're going to need a Twitter account. You're going to need a YouTube account. You're going to need a Google Plus account. You're going to need a LinkedIn account. You're going to need a MySpace, a Reddit, Delicious, a Yahoo Buzz, a Dig, StumbleBlock. So those are the sites that you're going to need. And to see on our site, we have blog.apple capital. We have 130 social media websites you can put yourself on. Just imagine if you have an account with each one, you print something, that's 130 links that's linking to your name. Remember the funnel? You have the top social. So you got the social taken care of. Then you have some links already built in, part of that social. And then you optimize for your keywords. And you optimize at the very end with good content. Also, you want to watch your local listing at the same time. You want to have a presence on Google Places. You want to have also your local search for Bing and Yahoo. And also check Yelp. Y-E-T. I'm thinking of Yeps, but it's not Yeps. You can look at Yeps as well, but YETZ.com also can give you a search of how you're listed. Also, you want their free websites, PR log and free press release. You can put a press release that you open in business and whatever. That's another link you can put. And also, you can put something in directories. Now, back to the social media accounts. We have that on our website, a whole list of 130. Also, we'll put on our website on blog.apple capital group, probably 50 directories you can go into. Mostly they're free. Is a handful, maybe 10 or 15 that you might have to pay for. But then that gives you a link part of that funnel as well. Also, you want to put your presence on Ustream and Livestream as well. So kind of connect yourself. You want to engage with the people, and remember engagement. One person mentioned in another episode that we had about a couple of weeks ago that you need to really give content. If you have a diary, write everything down. If you're a plumber, write how to do the small things. Write it into an article of 200 words. Just put your thoughts down, and it'll become a living journal that people can tune into to see who you are, advertise your company, and make you an expert in that field so people understand you and know who you are. We want to know who the person we doing business with, we hand in dollars to, or we want to go in business with. There are some wonderful free tools that you can go to that will pull all these sites together. One is from American Express called Your Buzz. YOURBUZ. They will link all your directories together. They will link all your social media together. They will link everything into one platform so you just can communicate one time, and it goes through Facebook, it goes to Twitter, it goes to all of that. So I'm going to mention these 5 real quick. Yourbuzz.com, crowdbooster.com does the same thing. Socialbro.com does the same thing. Hootsuite does the same thing. TweetDeck does the same thing. Again, yourbuzz.com, crowdbooster.com, socialbro.com, Hoot, H-O-T, Suite, SUITE.com. TweetDeck does the same thing as well. So you put all those things together, they do the same thing, and you can communicate on the one platform. And it will tie all your directory listings, your social media tools together. It will post to other social media sites, but it's a really great tool to have in your arsenal. Also, there is Google Buzz, Google Plus. You want to have a Google Plus site, of course, as I mentioned. Also, you want to put your information out to some of their website forums as well, some other blogs as well, so to kind of keep your name out there. Let's some other engaging content. Consumers in business does 14 billion searches a day. The number one resource is not Yellow Pages anymore, is now the internet. And it's going to be this way beyond 2012. It's going to be our life and our blood. Online presence is more cost effective. It gives you a higher rate of return. It gives you a good long-term investment of residuals. You put a seed here yesterday, it will carry you for forever. It becomes a link. It's a residual that you will gain. You might not get it like today, but you will get it somewhere in the future. Maybe also probably in the near future as well. Also, it builds trust and credibility to your brand, your company, and also it establish a big trust on who you are. If you don't want to spend the money to go to BBB, but if you have some good ratings and reviews, that might suffice for a person. Now, they don't want to see a whole bunch of reviews that are just wonderful, great, whatever. Now, that's unrealistic. You're not going to be 100%. You're not going to please people 100% of the time. But if you have like a good 90 plus rating or reviews, you're doing pretty good. If you have good service, tell your customer, give them a postcard. Hey, I remember being at a dealership, and we printed a few years ago postcards and say, actually, can you like us on if you have a Facebook account? And it's just a postcard. It only costs $20, and we print like 1,000 in color. And it shows them where to go to like us and where our page is. And that's all we ask you to do, just like us and write something about us. And that's what you do in the same way. Hey, if we gave you good service, here's a card. Write something about us. So, you go to City Search. You can go to many other local directories and write reviews and have your customers to write reviews on the service and do whatever it takes to keep them. In the midst of all of this, if you have your website, of course, you're going to need to look at some sitemap tools. You're going to also make sure that you list yourselves in directories. And remember, as well, content is clean. It's really key. Now, the top 8 things I want to go through real quick regarding the social media tools. Humanize your business. Why is that important? People like buying from people that they know and they can be real with. If you're a plumber, I would say do some how-to videos on YouTube. Just a cheap, I'm not going to say cheap, but take your video cam, even use your phone and just do like a 3-minute clip. How to wire a ceiling fan. How to do this. How to repair this. Just to have a conversation of whatever your product is. If you're a chef and you're trying to advertise your restaurant, say I'm standing in front of your restaurant, standing in front of food, show them how to make something like how to make this lasagna. Here's all the things I need. So you become your food on network and you just make it fun. You show them. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. Just make it simple. Then post it to YouTube. You have a link. You now have a presence. And if you have enough of these things, people begin to trust you. They feel that they know you when you walk into their restaurant or to their business. And you are viewed a lot differently than versus a stranger. Hey, I saw you on TV. I saw you on the internet. I saw you on this. If they're trying to build a connection to see who you are, if they really want to buy from you. So humanize it. Don't use an automated system that just sends everything out. Make it personal. Be personable with the person. Be personal, okay? When humanizing your business. Your personality is your secret sauce to your business. And if you have a dry personality, let them see the dryness. Let them see this is who you are. Just say, this is who I am. I make mistakes in this broadcast. I've never done broadcasts before, but I just jumped into it because we had a lot of people calling in and asking for questions. So that's why we giving this out. So if I make a mistake, not worried about it. It's just who I am. But I'm going to give you some good information. I'm going to give you some good guests. Okay, back to that. Be authentic, be real, be sincere, be caring. That's humanizing your business offline, online. The next thing you want to do is target your customer. So many businesses really don't care to take the time to know who their audience is. So know who you're going to be, who your audience is going to be. If you know that if you're the plumber and if something breaks, you know the woman is going to do the search first because it's going to break when the guy is not at home. So make it women friendly. Say, hey, this is how to cut off your water main. You have one outside somewhere. This is where it might be. It might be at your corner. It might be on the side of the house. But at least give them some options that they can go to because everybody's going to go to YouTube and look, type this in. This is how I'm going to find something. So if the water main breaks, how do I turn the water out in the house so it don't flood my house? That's an example. Things not to do as an electrician. Hey, don't play with live wires. Hey, if the wire fall in my yard, this is what you need to do. Call the electric company and keep everybody away. Things like that, the simple, common sense things people like, and they will see. So target your customer. Who is your customer? I took my wife to a Greek restaurant for her birthday a few days ago, and it was on the other side of town, and the restaurant we knew closed, and somehow she loved the restaurant because we went there on Valentine's Day, and you go anywhere in Valentine's Day at 7 o'clock, you can't find nothing. You're going to be in line for an hour and a half. Forget about it when it's on a Friday night or a Saturday night when everybody's off at night who want to go somewhere. But I can't remember if this was on a weekend or Friday night. But anyway, lines were all over the place. The parking lot was full. But anyway, we found this little small restaurant, Greek restaurant, and we love Greek food. But we took a chance on it. We never heard of it before. We walked in. Everything was just wonderful. I mean, the atmosphere was right. The service was good. The food was good. And next thing we knew, a few months later, the place closed down and somebody else rented the space. Anyway, almost a year later, because we're talking almost a whole year later, she thought about this restaurant because she wanted Greek food. And all of a sudden, she remembered the name and she Googled and found out they had a main restaurant in downtown Dallas, in uptown Dallas rather. And we went there. I said, oh, this place doesn't exist. I can't find it. It was in this shopping office complex mall. I couldn't see it in front of the street. And I thought they were closed. We found the parking space. We walked around. We found it. And when I walked into the restaurant, not many people entered, but it was great. And it was just wonderful. And the service was good. They were accommodating. And I wish they gave me like a little bit of card to say, hey, Google Plus us or go and tell people about us. But the food was beyond my expectation. I had no expectation. But I did go online and I went through City Search and I put that review in there. That probably meant more to that business owner than anything else. Putting a review to say your restaurant was good. We tend to not give credit when credit is due, but we give credit when it's bad. So kind of keep in mind, you want to do the same thing. If you want people to treat you the same way, well, you do the same thing. If they have good service, just write it. Say, hey, you had good service. Okay. That's targeting your customer. Okay. Another thing is provide valuable content. If you're doing an article or your journal, I would say call it your journal. We, back in the old days, used to write a journal. Use a blog as your journal. So if something freely is in your head and you have this one little topic, don't say a lot of topics, just one little topic. Take that one little topic and fill it in. If it's 200 words and make sure it's mentioned several times, the word you want to target for linking your business. Give good content about that particular article. Make it easy, simple for dummies. As one person said, make it simple. Don't make it real heady. Make it easy for them. And also post it to your Twitter and your Facebook account, your page. So you publish on your website first and then publish it there. Also, do email marketing. Don't do a lot of it because of the spam act. If you get a list, I'd rather have in one business. You should take a list of 100,000, and from lists we bought, 100,000 people don't even know us. We're going to send the information out, and if you do that, the people who don't respond back to you, take them off, okay? And put that on the shelf and wait 6 months later and try again. But the people who have responded and clicked and opened, that's mean they have an interest in that. So those are the ones you might want to contact. So if you do emailing, make sure that you do something that's going to catch their attention and focus on one thing. Great Italian food, great Greek food, great customer service, honest, integrity, whatever. Just pick a simple topic, and when they open it, let them see that little flyer, simple flyer, and go on. And put those social media icons on there, because today people look at that as credibility, and they can do some research on you a lot easier. Okay. Number 5, make your content shareable. If you have, Facebook is a lot easier because you can just like it and tag somebody and it goes on. But make sure it's stuff that people want to read that's going to be a benefit to them. Don't make it too long. Don't make it 1,000 words. Make it, a couple hundred words, and make it that the content will be shared that some people have interest in having. So kind of keep that in mind and write it for the elementary audience that make it simple for somebody to read and go through. Number 6, get serious about your customer reviews on their website. We're going to have a guest on next week to talk about reputation, because that's one of the bad things about it. If they don't like it, you want to respond to it quickly. And even if you have, for example, when I mentioned earlier, those like Your Buzz and Crowd Booster, Social Bro, and Hootsuite and TweetDeck, you would get an alert. Also, to say exactly if someone writes something bad about you. Also, Google Alerts. We'll send you something as well. Just type in Google Alerts, put in the topic you want them to monitor, and they will send to you via email. But also kind of keep your hands on that, because if something negative, you want to respond to it right away. You won't be weeks. You want to address it right then and there. Say, I'm sorry. Come in. I give you free service. I apologize for whatever, but just be mindful to try to keep that customer happy. And maybe the customer, say, are you happy? Can you go back and say, yeah, I've resolved it, because that helped me out. But reviews also has a tricky point in the search engines, because it brings it to the first page. So again, if you address it right away, and if they look at the comments and they read the story, hey, this is negative, you responded back to it, and then you go back at the very end, the customer say, yeah, I was completely satisfied, now it's a misunderstanding. That makes it look good. But also, it brings you to the top on page 1. So reviews are not bad in one sense. It will ruin your business, however, but if you really need some good links, those reviews are really important. So kind of keeping your eye on it. Yelp is a big player. Insider Pages is a big player. Google Maps, Bing Local, City Search, Yahoo Local, Local.com, Merchant Circle. All of those are free. You can list your business on. Manta is free. You can list your business on, and you can link everything together. So kind of keep your mind on that. And why I'm on that, regarding fixing your reputation, be upfront, apologize, get down to what the story is, and own it. If you did wrong, if you said you had a bad day, but I'm correct this, whatever, just be honest with people and say this was the problem. And if, you're not going to make every customer happy, but say, hey, I will go do this for you. Even you don't want to write anything back about it, I'm going to go bend over backwards to make you happy and to correct this problem with no charge. Doing that thing of no charge will benefit you longer than anything else. I had a choir member that said, hey, I went to this place and I needed a mouthpiece or a reed or something like that. And they gave it to me free because I needed one reed. I said, hey, here you go. Here's a reed for you or something. She went back over and over again because she liked they gave something free to her. It's amazing. that one thing stuck in her mind. Now she's a loyal customer. So giving services for free is really good in one sense because they can trust you more because you giving your stuff out, then they're going to give something back to you. They're giving you loyalty. Also, keep in mind about today we have mobile versions of your website. Make sure your website is mobile version that look at on a tablet or a smartphone to make sure that it looks well. So again, as I talked at the very beginning, you want to kind of keep those things in mind. Mobile marketing is really growing. You need to, when you build your website, that's why I say it's important for places like Bluehost and GoDaddy. Make sure you have a mobile component to that so you can create a mobile website at the same time. Kind of keep in mind, here's some stats real quick. 70% of all mobile devices are searched. Okay? 70% of all mobile searches act in 1 hour. Okay? Mobile coupons get 10 times the redemption rate than traditional. In 90 seconds for an average person to respond to a text. 90 minutes for an email. Okay? 90 seconds. And 50 American people have mobile devices. 80% of our nation has mobile devices or wireless service. Cell phone subscriptions, top 5 billion globally. Okay? Teenagers can't live without a phone. So kind of keep that in mind. They cannot live. They must have a phone. And people spend about 2.7 hours a day on mobile devices. So kind of going back in a nutshell, all in all, about everything. Social media is the future. Okay. People like to see, people like to interact. I can't interact with a commercial chicken in the sea. But I can react to if someone show me a picture, they on the boat, and is live, is on, it's not a professional thing, but I can relate to where the tuna came from than versus relating to this commercial. Only thing about the commercial I would like is probably the jingle or whatever. But all in a nutshell, we go back to the very beginning. The success for in social media is an authentic voice, be personable, be real with people, be honest with people, and think about who your customer is. Again, the social is a seed, and that seed is going to carry you for your business for a very long time. It would also give you links. It will also help you with keyword search. And if you can get your journal together and have good content, you have a great product. And you have a loyal customer. So all in all, even if you want some just information on blogging, if you go to blog.apple Capital, I have 5 things you need to do for a small business blog. Be concise, use the keywords in your post, write like you speak, be courageous in your opinions, okay? Stay engaged with your readers. So again, this is Tim J.K. with Apple Capital Group on the show Financing Your Business. These are some social media tools. I will put all of this together and post it to the website for you. And just go to the website and it will be there. Again, Tim J.K. with Apple Capital Group. Today's topic was SEO and social media trends. Next week on the show, if you go to Blog Talk Radio /Apple Capital Group, you go to iTunes or Podfeed, you see our past episodes. But if you go to Blog Talk Radio /Apple Capital Group, you can see all the other episodes we're going to have in the future. Next Tuesday, we have a person from Reputation Management to talk about how to repair your reputation and talk about his company. Also, we have from Byron from Writer Access, who's going to tell you about his network of writers who can write articles or help you build your website. And again, if you went to past episodes, we had a guy, Kyle, talked about from EDU Guru, talked about pages is important for content. You must have pages on your website, not 5. More pages, the better that you have. If you have 100, that's better than 5. And if it's real specific, is it focused, is keyword optimized, you have a good deal. So anyway, this is Tim J.K. I appreciate you tuning in to and listening to us today. And again, you can get this off the iTunes, or you can get this off our Blog Talk Radio. To close with, these episodes can be downloaded, and also you can get this episode on our website, blog.applecapitalgroup. Thank you for joining the program today, and have a great day.